I'm happy to tell you, if I haven't told you already and you haven't heard about it this morning yet, that is that we are going to be starting small groups here at our church. Okay? And that's a place. It's going to be happening probably sometime September, October, November. Okay? But that is a big project in itself. And this is the way it's going to work. There's going to be about a 35-minute preaching on Sunday mornings, as you know. And then during the week, what's going to happen is 2, 3, 4 Christians are going to get together, and little by little, they're going to invite people that don't know the Lord. They're going to invite people that don't know the Lord. Every week have new people. And little by little, talk to them about Sunday morning's preaching. And then, there, when they get together, there's a team that during the week previously, even before it's preached here, I turn in my preaching for Sunday morning on Tuesdays to go to the printer and go to the screen people and so on and so forth. Well, Tuesday or Wednesday, they're going to get a hold of that preaching, and there's going to be a video team that comes together, and they're going to make a small 5 to 10 minute video clip, and then when the people get together at somebody's home, they're going to show the video. So for about 10 minutes, there's going to be a video. It's going to be interviews with people on the street, maybe a video clip, a story, something from whatever, just that pertains to that. How many of you know that's a lot of work? But people are going to be doing that. And the people that work on that video, when they get to heaven, and all those people that got saved through those videos, and not necessarily through that video, but just the process of it. Are you with me? And then there's someone else that's going to talk for about 10, 15 minutes at this home group based on the preaching, based on the video. And somebody needs to be prayed up and studied up. But somebody needs to write that material so that everybody's on the same page throughout the whole week. That's a whole team. I don't have time to do it. We're going to put a team together that writes material. Then after that, the handful of people that are there are going to talk for about 10, 15 minutes and ask questions and make comments. I liked when David Jr. said this and whatever the case is. And then for the next 10, 15 minutes, those people are going to pray for each other. How many of you know that here in church, it's kind of big, it's kind of formal, we can't get in each other's face? How many of you know that we need each other in each other's face so we can stay right with God? And so that we can talk to each other? And there's a whole hour that goes by. And then an hour before, an hour after, people can talk, they can fellowship, eat together. And this is the way we're going to do things. But how many of you know that's a big program? Okay? But there's also, you know, programming that takes place for the services. How many of you are glad that you come to a clean church? How many of you are glad that when you go to the restroom, it's a clean restroom? How many of you are glad that somebody takes the time to make sure there's toilet paper, there's soap, there's paper towels? How many of you are glad that when you get here, there are people standing at the door to greet you? And when you get here, there are people over there that are telling you, park here, and we're going to take care of your car. And on the way over here, some of you drop off your babies. How many of you are glad that somebody takes the time? These are anointed women of God. We don't just, let anybody do it. We do a California Department of Justice check on them. We're going to be qualifying everybody in there every 2 years to have their CPR. I mean, people, there's a big program that's taking place here. Okay? And this is all part of the rescue. Are you with me this morning? How many of you love our worship leaders and our musicians? They don't just come together and it happens. They practice. They practice at home. They play. Are you with me this morning? This is a programming that takes place. And what I'm getting at is this. For years, can I preach to you? For years, there are so many behind-the-scenes people that do these things, that clean the church, that serve Holy Communion, that prepare Holy Communion, that get things ready back there for when you're ready to get baptized. There's sound, there's video. All this takes work. And here's what I want to tell you. Somebody has done this for you for so many years. For some of you here, it's your turn to start doing things for other people. Amen. Churches are run by people. God is in charge. But the physical work that gets done by people. And things are done for you. It's time, brother, sister, for you to get involved and be part of a rescue team. Time is gone, and I want to close with this portion right here. It's a team effort to win people over to Jesus. Are you with me this morning? And the last thing I want to show you is this. There's a praying team. Are you part of a praying team? There's a programming team. Are you part of a programming team? And then there is a preaching team. Are you part of a preaching team. And what do I mean by this? How many of you know that when we get here, there's a team that's up here that is preaching to you through music? But how many of you know that you are preaching to the person next to you when you raise your hands? Okay? We're going through something right now. You know we're going through something because we asked for prayer. But you know what? In the midst of it, when I'm there, I'm worshiping the Lord. And we know that the person next to you most likely is going through something, but in the midst of that, we're preaching to the person next to us. And we're especially preaching to the person that doesn't know the Lord, because they say, what is up with these people? They're crying, they're lifting their hands, they get here, some of them even, they get here early and they come running in. I know that for some of our brothers and sisters that get up at the crack of dawn, some of my oasis, older adults still in service, man, I just, if I get here at 6 in the morning, they're already out there. Are you with me? Because there's an excitement inside of them. I want to get to God's house. And you're preaching to the person next to you while you're worshiping. The piano player, the drummer, the conguero, guitar, bass, everybody, tabla, they're preaching to you through music. Are you with me? And then there's the preacher. There's myself. I'm preaching to you. But I don't just come and say what's on the top of my head. I make notes, I study, I do research, I pray. It takes hours. Are you with me this morning? But the biggest preaching team. See, here's the thing. There's probably about 200 people in here this morning, let's say. So all I can do is preach to 200 people. Are you with me this morning? But if this week, you 200 talk to 5 people, then 1,000 people are being preached to. And if you talk to 10 people, then 2,000 people are being preached to. Because according to the Bible, to preach is to evangelize. And to evangelize is simply to talk to people about Jesus. Okay? And one of the greatest ways you can do that is just by sharing what Jesus has done for you. And if that's too hard for you, then maybe you can do something simple like just invite people to church. Okay? But my brother, my sister, somebody rescued you. God used somebody to rescue you. And I challenge you in the name of Jesus Christ. And we're going to finish this next week. But listen to this. You and I one day will stand before God and give an account for that good news that we have heard. That we either multiplied it or we buried it. I challenge you in the name of Jesus Christ. Become part of a rescue team and let's pull some people out of the fire. Are you with me this morning?